said you came back because your oldest was going to go to kindergarten. And so tell us about the search that was going on to hire somebody at Chicago International Charter School.
Yeah, so at that point, the longtime CEO who had been there for a dozen years or so, Beth Purvis, had gone to the governor's office to work with Governor Rauner, and CICS was undergoing a national search for a CEO, and one of my friends asked me to have a conversation with the board chair. I had been running a national education policy and strategy group called Education First, had been there for almost 5 years as the CEO, and loved my job and wasn't planning on making any sort of career transition when I was moving to Chicago, because I was able to move my job along with me. And one of my friends encouraged me to have a conversation with the board chair of CICS, and I said, I'll have a polite conversation with anyone, but I'm not looking for a new job. And after the conversation, I was really intrigued by CICS, by the opportunity to serve kids in Chicago, my hometown, school system that produced me and that I plan to put my kids back in. Also the scale, it's 8,300 kids, 14 schools, a scale where you can really make an impact on communities and on a school system, and a scale where real improvement and transformation is possible across 14 schools. It takes time, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of energy, but it's possible across 14 schools. And so I really liked the scale. I really liked the opportunity in Chicago. Loved the people who are working at CICS. We've got some of the most talented and dedicated educators, operational staff, financial staff, administrative staff in the whole city working in our schools. And I really was intrigued by the model of CICS, which takes, as you know, because you helped found CICS originally, it's a really different approach to running schools. So I thought that was really interesting and an opportunity worth jumping for. So yeah, I took the job.
Now, are you just concluding your third year? Is that correct?
Right. That's right, Jim.
So what has been the biggest positive surprise in your 3 years?
You know, we've got the best kids in the city. I probably should have known that going into the job. But our kids are, I don't know that I'm surprised by it, but I am impressed and amazed by how brilliant and talented and committed and high energy and focused on their futures they are every day, whether it's at our highest performing school or at a school that is struggling more. The kids are what I am always most impressed by at CICS. I'd say the adults I'm really impressed by as well. Like I said, we've got folks who've been, the organization's been around for 20 years. We've got this cadre of folks that we joke came with the building. It's the same people who you knew when you founded the organization 20 years ago. They're still around. They still would do anything for our kids in our communities. And they're part of what makes the organization and the schools really awesome.